Tarte Tartin.
Lord of mercy.
This decadently sweet pud is a twist on the traditional apple version, but with a whole load of added summertime, and it all starts with a caramel.
Now what I've got here is a pan, which I'm going to put my sugar in. I'd like to add a little bit of water sometimes, just to help break that down. So in there you've got the heat, it's caramelising the sugar, melting the sugar.
Let me come and have a look at that Tartin, see what you're doing over there.
So you can see the caramel, the sugar's burning.
Yeah.
And then it's burning it, so it's turning brown. And that's what the caramel is. So it's toffee sauce. Now, at the moment, you can see the colours going a little bit dark around the outside.
Yeah.
This is going to be the key thing in a tarte tatin. You want that beautiful, rich, dark colour when you tip it out into the plate. Now, that's the perfect colour. It's going quite dark now. I'm going to add the butter to that.
Yep.
And that will melt the butter in that, turn into a form of toffee. Melt it all in the sugar. Then you begin to chop up your bananas.
Your nanas.
Bananas.
Chop your bananas into 2 to 3 centimetre chunks, and then remove the pan from the heat.
So what I'm going to do now is put some rum in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
That's gorgeous, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You want that beautiful rum flavour in there. What I'm doing is standing up the bananas inside the caramel. You can smell what's happening to the bananas already, the caramelising.
Absolutely.
My mother used to cook occasionally the apple one.
Yeah.
But because I had a big family, we always fought for the food. You wanted to eat as quickly as possible, because if you didn't, your brothers got to it.
Yes. I mean, and isn't this a nice, simple, fantastic recipes? I mean, people talk about Caribbean food and think it's difficult, but for me, this is as easy as you can get.
Of course it is. That's the beauty of this dish.
Delicious.
Oh, yeah. The flavours that bananas impart with sugar, it's almost like a, you know, like a banoffee pie.
Yeah.
Think of it like a banoffee pie. You pack those bananas in there. That will be the last one. And so the next thing to do is prepare the lid.
Cool.
Now, the lid, what I've done, I've made a puff pastry. This is a full-blooded puff pastry. So this is layers of butter dough, all the way up.
Yes, you say puff pastry, I mean a difficult pastry.
Yeah. I mean, you could use a cheats pastry where you grate the butter. You could use a rough puff, which goes into the dough.
But not our Paul.
No.
Not our Paul.
I want a full-blooded.
Yes. And it's just the layers, really. It's just layering it and sort of over and over again.
Folding it over and over again to get those layers really thin. The dough's got to be cold, and when you put this into the oven, it hits that heat and goes poof. Baby.
Infusion.
Yeah. OK, now let's look at the size of this. And that go over there. That's about right. Now what I'm going to do is get a knife. I'm sort of guessing what size this is going to be. And I might use that. That's big.
OK.
Perfect. It gives me a rough idea of what size I've got to take this to. If I lift up that, that's the right. Now I know that's the right height, it'll be exactly the same that way, so I can trim that down. Then I can round this off, because it's got to sit inside the pan. You can have a little bit of overlap, but you've got to be able to tuck it inside. Like this. Get your pastry, throw it on the top, and then push it down into the corners, like that. So what you've got is your caramel, you've got your layer of bananas, and then you've got this puff pastry, which is still cold, and the whole thing goes into quite a hot oven, where you want to put it in about 200 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, what I'm going to do is pop this into an oven, but fortunately...
Yeah, it's a Blue Peter moment.
I have got one.
Yes.
Now, because of the rum in there, because the liquid in the bananas...
Don't chuck the rum away.
Just pouring off some of the excess, that's all.
You got me getting up there for a minute there. You're chucking the rum away.
I'm not. It's just the fluid coming from the bananas.
All right.
I don't want too much of it, you see. So I'm just draining off some of the excess liquid.
I do.
So you get your plate, pop it on the top, and then turn the whole thing upside down. And the whole thing pops out like that.
That's looking delicious.
And so you've got your banana tarte tatin with your rum toffee right in the middle.
That is something.
Baby.
Baby. Respect.
Thanks, Levi. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to try it.
My banana tart tatin is pure summertime on a plate. Just close your eyes and imagine a gorgeous sunset with every mouthful.
I'm not gonna mess around.
It's been great to welcome friends to help me create some wonderful dishes today. There's Fiona, who helped me find just the right seaweed to add a new twist to my crumble. Levi, who taught me how to make these tasty sunshine patties and inspired me to rustle up this decadent banana tart tatin. And John, Alex and Robbie for adding their amazing mushrooms to my savoury shoe buns.
So, guys, I think
Yes.
our plates are full. Tuck in, enjoy.
And first, Levi's spicy golden patties.
That's packing a bit of a punch, isn't it, that patty? Isn't
It's
it?
up when you do.
It's got a bit of heat in there.
Oh, I can tell for that hellfire in the patty.
Yeah.
You got that bit, did you?
Yeah, I got that bit, yeah.
The flavours in there are gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really
Lovely
lovely.
pastry.
Yeah.
They're really soft, crumbly.
And moving on to the mushrooms,
Those mushrooms are fantastic, boys. Welcome.
I gotta say, the mushroom, which I was a bit apprehensive about, absolutely
You like?
brilliant.
Oh, wow. And it works so well with the shoe bun and the cheese on top as well. You got all the different flavours in your mouth at once. And it's
Yeah.
all the different textures as well, the crunchiness and the softness of the mushrooms. It's fantastic.
and my Caribbean twist on a tart tatin.
It's a celebration of bananas. Then you've got that toffee. And if you had a little bit of custard on top of that as well, or cream, it takes you to heaven.
Yeah.
And the crumble with that special seaweed topping.
The seaweed. So it's got red, green and brown in it.
Well, I like the seeds in there because obviously the texture, you've got to break them down with your teeth as well. It's not just straight away to the back of your throat. You've actually got to kind of work for it. So grind it down, you get more flavour from it.
I love the topping too. Because a lot of people would just use, you know, a normal crumble, but I think this is like a blinged out crumble. It's got everything in there. It's got everything, yeah.
I'm going to go with blinged out crumble.
Can I use that, please?
Great food goes everywhere, from Scotland to Brighton to Jamaica. This is what it's all about. Good company, good food. See you next time. Cheers.